win, go win, go win, go win, go win, win, go win.
We begin in the NFL, in the NFC North, as it went down yesterday in Green Bay between the Chicago Bears and the Green Bay Packers. The Green Bay Packers beat the Chicago Bears 28-21 on Sunday afternoon in Lambeau in Green Bay. For the Bears, Caleb Williams, he went 19 for 35. He threw for 186 passing yards, 2 touchdowns, 1 interception. For the Packers, Jordan Love, he went 17 for 25. He threw for 234 passing yards, 3 touchdowns, 1 interception. And with the win, the Packers, they take over first place in the NFC North and now are in second place overall in the NFC. So I am going to break this Bears Packers segment down into 3 different segments. And one segment will be my football analysis of the Bears Packers matchup. And the other segment will be comparing Caleb Williams and Jordan Love. And the other segment will be me trash talking Bears fans, because all I heard coming into this matchup, Bears-Packers, was about how the Chicago Bears were the new kings of the NFC North and how Ben Johnson is a better head coach than Matt LaFleur and how the Bears have a better rushing attack than the Packers with Swift and Monugmai and how they are better than Josh Jacobs. And all I heard was about how dominant the Chicago Bears have been, considering they were on a 5-game winning streak. They had just beaten the Philadelphia Eagles, who are the defending Super Bowl champions, on Black Friday, and they pretty much dominated that game. And all I heard coming into this game was about how the Bears were the new kings of the NFC North and how the Bears were better than the Green Bay Packers this year, and how now the division runs through the Windy City and Caleb Williams and Ben Johnson and the Chicago Bears. And Ben Johnson even had the nerve, the audacity to call out my head coach and Matt LaFleur in his introductory press conference when he got the Bears head coaching job. He had the nerve, the audacity to say how he enjoyed beating Matt LaFleur 2 times a year, because when he was the offensive coordinator for the Detroit Lions, Ben Johnson was 3-0 against Matt LaFleur and the Green Bay Packers. But I think Ben Johnson forgot about who the hell Matt LaFleur is. Matt LaFleur, against the Chicago Bears, he's 12-1, 6-0 at Soldier Field, 6-1 at Lambeau Field, and Matt LaFleur has been a great NFL head coach during his tenure with the Green Bay Packers. No, he hasn't won a Super Bowl yet, but Matt LaFleur is a great offensive mind, and he is a great play caller as an NFL head coach. And his name deserves to be in that conversation with the Kyle Shanahans of the world, the Sean McVays of the world, the Andy Reids of the world. Now, he doesn't have the Super Bowls like a Sean McVay or an Andy Reid or even a Sean Payton for that matter, but Matt LaFleur is a good NFL play caller who calls tremendous plays. And then Ben Johnson disrespected my head coach with his comments when he got the Bears head coaching job. So I know Matt LaFleur and the Green Bay Packers did not appreciate those comments. And the Green Bay Packers went out there and they shut Ben Johnson up, and they beat Ben Johnson and the Chicago Bears in their first matchup against one another. Matt LaFleur beat Ben Johnson in primetime in Lambeau Field in the Bears-Packers matchup. And not only did Matt LaFleur beat Ben Johnson, Jordan Love outplayed Caleb Williams. I keep hearing about how Caleb Williams is this generational talent at the quarterback position, and how Caleb Williams is a franchise quarterback for the Chicago Bears. And Caleb Williams played great in the second half yesterday against the Packers. Played great. Jordan Love balled out in this game and had 3 touchdown passes and had a tremendous touchdown dart to Bo Melton in the first half against the Bears. Then he threw 2 other touchdown passes to Christian Watson. Christian Watson's been balling for the Packers. He has 5 touchdowns in his last 4 games for the Green Bay Packers. So Christian Watson has been balling. But this is the thing about Jordan Love. This is nothing new when it comes to Jordan Love and his performances once we get into December and January football. Jordan Love, in week 11 or later, this is his stats as a starter. He's 14-5. He completes 67% of his passes. His touchdown to interception ratio is 34-2, and his passer rating is 110.5. That passer rating and touchdown to interception ratio is the best all time. This was before the matchups against the Lions on Thanksgiving and against the Bears yesterday. So his numbers have increased. They've gotten better. And over the last 2 weeks, Jordan Love, 7 touchdowns, 1 interception. And there's this thing called Toyotathon. And Jordan Love, during Toyotathon, 36 touchdowns, 2 interceptions. So to me, Jordan Love has proven to be a better quarterback and more trustworthy than Caleb Williams. And the thing is, when it comes to the Bears-Packers rivalry, Brett Favre was 23-13 against the Bears in his career while he was the quarterback of the Green Bay Packers. Aaron Rodgers was 24-5 against the Chicago Bears while he was quarterback of the Green Bay Packers. And with this latest win over the Bears, Jordan Love now is 4-1 against the Chicago Bears as quarterback of the Green Bay Packers. So, since 1992, the Packers have dominated this so-called rivalry, and the Packers are 51-16 against the Bears during that time span. They've won 10 out of the last 11 matchups against the Bears. So don't tell me that this is a rivalry, because we have to actually see the Bears beat the Packers a few times before we can actually say this is a rivalry again. Because since 1992, the Packers have dominated the Chicago Bears. So D-Wade, Mojo, Barack Obama, all those Bears fans, bear down and stay down and accept that this division still runs through Green Bay, and Jordan Love, Matt LaFleur, and the Green Bay Packers are still the kings of the NFC North. So I had to get that off my chest, because I heard a lot of Bears fans who had a lot to say about this particular matchup. But when it comes to the actual game itself, I thought it was a tale of two halves. I thought the Packers dominated the Bears in the first half, and I thought the Bears had control of the game in the second half over the Packers. I thought in the first half, Jordan Love played great. He played great. He had the one bad interception in the first quarter, but he bounced back and had 2 great touchdowns that he threw in the second quarter. He had a great throw to Bo Melton in the second quarter. That was a great pass. And then he threw 2 touchdowns the rest of the game. So I thought Jordan Love played great. Besides the 1 interception, he had 2 touchdowns in the first half, actually. And he had 1 touchdown to Christian Watson. That was the first touchdown that he threw off his back foot. And then he had the other touchdown to Bo Melton that he threw also off his back foot. You could tell Jordan Love learned a lot playing under Aaron Rodgers and, sitting behind Aaron Rodgers for 3 years. He learned a lot from Aaron Rodgers. And so I thought Jordan Love played sensational despite the 1 interception that he threw, 2 first half passing touchdowns, 1 touchdown in the second half. And I thought Josh Jacobs had a critical third down run on that Packers last possession. I thought the Bears had Jacobs dead to rights, and somehow Jacobs was able to squeeze through Bears defenders, was able to get a first down, nearly scored on that particular play. And I thought the Packers offense came through because I thought the Packers defense, they were tired in the second half. Give Ben Johnson and Caleb Williams and the Bears credit because in the second half, they wore the Packers defense down. They did. And specifically Caleb Williams, before his interception in the second half against the Packers, Caleb, 13 for 20, 164 total yards, 2 passing touchdowns. His passer rating was 121.6 before that interception that ended the game. So I have to give the Bears credit for how they bounced back in the second half because the Packers were up 14-3 at halftime, and the Bears were already on a 5-game winning streak, and they have played well so far this season. They could have easily mailed it in the second half of that game because I thought the Packers were going to run away with the football game. I thought the Packers were going to win this game 31-10, but give Ben Johnson, Caleb Williams, and the Chicago Bears credit for coming back in the second half and fighting in the second half specifically and making this a game. When they tied it up at 21, I knew, okay, Jordan Love and the Packers offense has to win this football game, and they drove right down the field and got it done. But, man, I thought this was a great football game. It was a playoff type game, like when it comes to playoff field, the energy at Lambeau Field, it was so electric. Like I'm sitting here in Cincinnati in my small apartment. I could feel the energy here in Cincinnati and feel how energized Lambeau Field was and feel the atmosphere. It was cold, but man, was it a great football game between the Bears and the Packers. And it had a playoff feel. It really had a playoff feel. And this is the first time since like the early 2010s where the Bears and the Packers are both good football teams this late in the season. We've seen many years where the Packers, during the Aaron Rodgers era, they dominated the Bears, and Aaron Rodgers telling Bears fans he still owns them and stuff like that. But this is the first time where I actually watched a Bears-Packers game, and I sat there thinking to myself, oh, these dudes might actually be good. They might actually be real contenders in the NFC North and real contenders in the NFC. That was the first time in a very long time where I felt like the Bears actually could be a good football team. I thought yesterday that was a great loss. I think in the NFL, sometimes you have great losses or you have bad wins. I thought yesterday was a great loss for the Chicago Bears as a football team. And it was a great game overall. Real quick about the Packers, though. The Packers this year against the NFC North, they are 4-0. Last year, they went 1-5. This year, and points per game differential, they are plus 11.3. Last year, they were a minus 3.0 turnover differential. Last year, they were minus 3 in the turnover differential department. This year, they're a plus 4. So that was a big emphasis for Matt LaFleur and the Packers coming into the season, was to play better within the division, and the Packers have reeled off 4 straight wins, 3 straight wins within the NFC North against the Vikings, against the Lions, and now this week against the Bears. And they lead the NFC North as we head into week 15. And now the Packers are the second seed in the NFC. And they have a shot to have the road to the Super Bowl go through Lambeau Field. But they still got to deal with the Rams, who are the number one seed in the NFC right now. Also, big credit to Jeff Hafley and the Packers defense. Coming into this game, the Bears had multiple explosive runs, 10 yards or more, in every game they had played this season. And they had 4.5 plays of 10 yards or more in the running game with explosive runs. So anything when it comes to 10 yards or more are considered explosive runs. The Bears had multiple explosive runs in every game they had played this year. They averaged 4.5 explosive runs per game. The Packers didn't allow one on 32 attempts. So they never had a play where it was 10 yards or more. The Bears offense and their rushing attack with Swift and Monagmai. So big credit to Jeff Hafley and the Packers defense. Micah Parsons, Rashawn Gary. They were chasing Caleb Williams around all afternoon long. But man, this was a great football game. Packers only had 1 sack for the afternoon, but they did apply some pressure. Sometimes you got to just let Micah Parsons and Rashawn Gary, let them loose, try to get after Caleb. Caleb, to his credit, he made some sensational plays in the second half of this football game. He made 4 or 5 throws where it was like, there's nothing you can do as a defense. That's just pure talent. So I give Caleb Williams credit in that aspect. Packers at Bears, week 16, Saturday night, Soldier Field. Another big-time matchup. But this was a great football game between two good football teams. But, nevertheless, go, Pack, go. Packers get the dub, 28-21 over the Bears.
Go win, go win, go win.